All right, Algebra 1, welcome back, guys. Here we go. We are officially in section 2 now of chapter 4. Okay, we're going to be solving inequalities with multiplication and division. All right, so again, I want to remind you that the steps don't change just because we took away an equal sign and we replaced it with an inequality sign. All right, the steps don't change. So you still do the opposite of whatever's given. Like if they say 2x, we're going to divide by 2. Okay, if they say x divided by 2, we're then going to multiply by 2. The steps don't change, but pay close attention as we move in here. The main thing that needs to get noticed is the coefficient with that variable. All right, if that coefficient is negative, all right, and that means you will be multiplying or dividing by a negative coefficient, you will then flip the inequality sign. So as that next note says, just follow closely with the example problems. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about, okay? And really you should be paying attention to this last note here. You don't need to graph your answers for these problems, even if the book says to. I'm going to give you a night off of graphing from number lines, okay? You have to solve them. You got to pay close attention to that inequality sign, whether you need to flip it or not, but you don't have to graph on a number line. All right, so let's move into these example problems so you see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so what's given? X divided by 3 is greater than 12. Okay, so what is given is x divided by 3. What's the opposite of divide by 3? Multiply by 3. Okay, we multiply by 3. The 3's cross out. That isolates x. The inequality sign stays the same. Why does it stay the same? Because the 3 that is with the x is a positive 3. So we don't change the inequality sign. Now 12 times 3, 36. All right, boom, done deal. That's the first example problem. Second example problem, x divided by -7. All right, ding, ding, ding. That's your red flag right there. There's a negative coefficient. A -7 with the variable means I will be flipping the inequality sign. All right, so I will have x, but I'm going to flip the inequality sign. It will flip now to say greater than or equal to. Now let's go back to how do I get rid of that -7? I multiply both sides by -7. That allows me to cross out those -7s, isolating the variable. 6 times -7, -42. Okay, key piece. First time that you had to notice you are multiplying or dividing by a negative coefficient, and you have to flip that inequality. All right, now let's take a look at example 3. I gave you this one on purpose because I wanted you to see the coefficient is 2. What kind of number is 2? It's a positive. So I'm not going to flip the inequality. Just because you see there's a -12, that is not the coefficient. So you're not flipping the inequality because of that -12. See the 2, it's a positive. Keep the inequality. All right, let's undo that. Now, how do I get rid of that 2? By multiplying both sides by 2. All right, so I cross that out, I cross that out. Now, let's see, -12 and 2 makes -24, greater than or equal to x. Now, I'm hoping some of you guys remember from that last video. What did I say in the last video? The order needs to go variable, inequality sign, then number. But you'll notice that's not what we're looking at here. It's backwards. So really, I need it to go x, and I need that -24 to be at the end. Now pay close attention. Do you notice how the inequality sign acts like it's eating the -24? It needs to stay eating the 24. So you'll notice I didn't actually flip the inequality sign for any reason. I just rearranged the order. That's important to notice. All right, and there's our solution right there. All right, final example problem here. You have to write an inequality from the sentence and then solve the inequality. All right, so the product, what does the word product mean? It means to multiply. All right, so we're going to multiply 2/3 and x. So basically we're saying now 2/3 x is greater than -12. All right, so there's my inequality. 2/3 x, that's the product of 2/3 and x, is greater than, there's my inequality symbol, -12. So there's the inequality. Now solve the inequality. Now, how do you get rid of a fraction when you have to multiply? You would think divide, but you don't ever divide with fractions. You multiply by the reciprocal. Remember that. So let's multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 3/2. All right, so by multiplying by the reciprocal, 3/2, that crossed out that whole fraction on the left, isolating the variable x. Notice it was a positive 2/3, so I do not have to flip the inequality sign. Also, notice that the order is correct. It's going to go variable, it's going to go inequality. Now we have our number. Put that -12/1. Multiply straight across, okay? -12 times 3 is a -36. 2 times 1 means it's going to be divided by 2. So a -36, but I have to divide it by 2, so that can be reduced. It's going to create, let's get a little bit more space here. All right, let's get a little more space. X greater than a -18. Okay, that would be our solution right there. It goes variable, inequality, number, perfect order, and that covers section 2, inequalities, multiplication, and division. All right, again, guys, you must write all of these down. Take the time to watch all these video notes because this is your lecture over everything you need to know for section 2. And at any point in time, I could check your notes. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one.